Hi, welcome back to the table. It is Amy with Notes from Past Amy. I am ready to test for like the millionth time. Not really, but I have been working on testing these pens for a while now. It is now the first week of April, and I have been testing and testing. I threw my VP in here too because it is an alloy nib, and we've had issues since it came to live with me. So we went from not writing to making progress, but hopefully writing after several days. The ones I have not had issues with and have been very impressed with are the Sea Blue Gradient, the Gradient Gray, and whatever we're calling this brown, coffee brown, caramel brown, whatever. We talked about this one a little bit. Those three, pretty dependable. They seem to start up right away. Very wide nibbed, almost like a medium instead of the fine and extra fine that I've got going on. I think both of these are fine. That one's extra fine. But, we will get to that if we need to. Then there's this one. This one I'm pretty sure is an extra fine as well. I had to get extra fines on a couple of them, even though fine is my preferred nib size because they were out of extra fine and I was really looking at the price more than the nib size. So here we go. This one I know is an extra fine. This one was having some issues. Yeah, let's leave it on this page. And I did the silicone tip from Vanessa. I know she got it from somewhere, but I saw it from Vanessa Penning Gangsta's site, or channel rather. And that seemed to really help this one. Now, I do have two problem children. These two. This is my most expensive one. For some reason, this pearl pink is a lot more expensive, even more than the brown. It just is. And the gold trim is an extra $1 or $2 as well. So, thankfully, the silver matched my pink family pens more than the gold. Matte black is not super expensive, but it has not written well at all. These two dry out almost instantly. So I noticed 3 days ago, because I've purposely waited 3 days, and I've been keeping them just standing here like this. I mean closed, but like that, for 3 days, and intentionally not doing anything with them. But I left them that long only because last time I pulled them out, and you can see some updates here, I realized that the nib unit was actually bent. So here we've got rinsed, nib straightened, flossed. The ink actually looks purple now. And then I was working on the pearl pink. You can see lots of scribbling here. Hopefully on the screen you can see lots of scribbling. So then I tested it after an hour or two, I forget, and then here it is at 5 p.m. We had the fire going because we'd ran out of heating oil, and so it was warm and dry, extra warm and dry because of having the fire, and it's downstairs here, like across the room. And they were working after several hours. I couldn't believe how bent they were. But hopefully, let's see if these all work now. I would love for them to all work now. I have not seen straightening the nib units on any recommendations whatsoever, but I had seen a lot about switching the inks and them being really particular with the inks that they're using. These are all diamine inks, except this one, but we've already had a history, so that one doesn't count. The Jinhaos all have diamine inks in them. And of course, that tip from Vanessa. So those are the two things that I'd really seen circulating on how to get them to write. Bending the nib so it's straight was never on any videos. But if it seems to have helped, I'll take out the unit and kind of show you what I did. So here we are, Jinhao 10s, April 3, 4, 5. It must be 3 because that was 3 days. Yeah, 3. Now, obviously this one's writing. This is Sea Blue Gradient, and I did buy them from different places. They were all on AliExpress, but I am supporting like 5 different AliExpress shops with these different pens. I think there's only one shop where I ordered more than one pen from the same place, just because the price was so good. Sea Blue Gradient. And this one's a fine. I forgot to put that on there. Let's throw the VP alloy in here too. This one has a document ink in it. V-point alloy. This is also a fine. And if you notice, I didn't notice this till a couple weeks ago. This nib unit is actually gold. And everything else is silver. But that's what you get for buying it off eBay with no kind of warranty or anything else. And so once I get them finally worked out, this nib unit will go into the gold trim, but till we get to that place, it's not going in. So alloy, this has document ink in it. It's finally working. Oh, flossing. I also did a lot of flossing, which you maybe read off my notes. This is the brown gradient. A little bit dry there at the beginning. Oh, and we're getting our mail. I think this is also a fine. Someone rings the bell. I'm going to be shocked. Nobody ever rings the bell. Oh, no, it's Amazon. Okay, so we should be good. This is an extra fine, I'm pretty sure. Gradient. I'm going to have to see if this nib unit is bent. Because it did fine after a day, but got some dryness pretty obviously there. You can see this one's actually a little bit finer. This one is also an extra fine. I'm pretty sure it is not fine. This one is very, very wide. Gradient gray. Pretty sure this one's an extra fine. And it's definitely like a fine. The VP is more like a medium, but I've done so much grinding on that. That's probably my fault. Stay. Here we go. Here's the pearl pink. Please work. Please work. No! All right, well, the one good thing about the pearl pink and the black, frosted black, or if you dip them, they're good to go. So here we go. You problem child. I don't know what size you are. Nope, can't tell. I don't know. Something fine. And now it's fine. Now, Damson is a dry ink, but it looks so good in that body, I want it to work with that ink. So, what am I going to do? I don't know. Ooh. So much better. This one used to dry out like that so fast. This one could pass for an extra fine, but I think it's a fine. And then you like my little random washi sticker here? Yep. All right, there's the 7. They're technically not all Jinhao 10s, but they kind of pass for it when you just hold them up like this. So this is a problem child. Whoops, I switched places on these two. Let's see if this nib unit happens to be a bit bent. Shall we? A little bit, not very much. See how it's not straight? It's only a little bit bent. The other two are way worse. So to change the other two, like the feeds were really bent on the other two. Let's grab something to hold this. And I left my rubber thing in the bathroom. Oops. Usually I have a rubber and then I can, like pull it off. I don't know if I can just do it with a dry wipe. Probably not. Ah. No, I'm going to have to run and get that. 1 second. Or 5 or 10 or however long that took. Okay, so there we go. That's it. I don't think it likes this ink very much. I wonder if this is actually a diamine ink. Now that I think about it. It might actually be a diamine ink. Huh. Well, it's definitely drying. You can see it's definitely drying. I also need to try flossing because I did that a lot with the other two, and that really seems to have helped.
Something went wrong.
Uh-oh. It popped out. We'll put it back in.
I tried. Can you help?
Yep, I can help.
Not sure how it happened. I was in the garage.
There you go. Shoe fixed.
Like thanks.
Welcome. Glad you didn't lose it.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to put this to Yeah, that is tight. Okay. Set that over there to floss. There we go. Pull the ink out. The best way to fill those is with a syringe. They are a pain. It's just a tiny bit bent. Not very much at all. I don't even know if it's showing very well in my setup. So then I would put a finger here and a finger there, kind of brace against it, and then just gently kind of get very inky, of course. Gently get very inky. That's better. You might also have to do the same thing to the nib. That is starting to bend. Let me brace that. Yeah, that looks looking good. Okay. That's still tight. I can't believe I didn't notice that earlier. So see how that points down, maybe? Maybe not. Anyway, it does. It's pretty obvious here. And then that one points down. That one kind of needs to. You want a little bit of point down. Again, just bracing it in a couple areas. You want that to go down just a little bit. I don't want this to point down though. So what's wrong with the pearl pink? I wish I knew. I don't know. That one may be the ink. I know that's a dry ink, even though it's a diamine ink. Damson seems to be a dry color. At least my bottle is. I can't imagine it wouldn't be that way for everyone. My poor delicate fingers. That straighten out. Maybe one more. Ah, much better. There we go. Now you can see that it's straightened. I don't know how well I got it shown before that it was crooked, but then gently slide it back on. And if you completely straighten this part, it won't go into that. So you have to leave that a little bit curved. Uh-oh. This is not quite straight yet because now we have space. Okay, so we need a little bit more on the feed. I first realized this when I was going to switch the inks because they were drying so quickly. So I was like, well, I'm going to switch the inks. And then I took out the unit and was like, that looks really bent. Maybe I should straighten that first. So that's what I did 3 days ago. So then I've just been flossing and dipping, rinsing whatever I wrote on that particular day. I don't know if that's straight enough yet. Nope. There might be a better way to do this. I just don't know what it is. I have to self-diagnose and maintain and fix and all the things. So this is what I did. It really seems to have helped the black one. What am I going to do with pearl? Any ideas? I would love to hear them. Right now, I guess I'm just going to change the ink, even though I really want that ink in her. It looks so good. The first time I've actually liked the Damson ink. There's a little bit of a space. I'm just going to press that. Usually I would go on each side, but it's so small. I'm just going to go like that. There we go. That's looking good. So that there's not a space between them. Still a little bit tight. We're going to leave that for a few seconds. What ink did I put in here? I put a pink mix. So what's in the pink mix? It's an old pink mix. I know that. So it may be diamine inks. Let's look it up. Pink. It's Private Reserve and diamine. So it shouldn't be dry. I've actually made this color more than once. You'd think I'd remember. Now I got into lots of other pinks, and so I kind of quit using this one. No space, fairly straight. Definitely improved. This is a fine? What? I thought this one was an extra fine. Writes like an extra fine. What do I know? I have 2 extra fines. I know that. All right, let's try this one again. Now it's too dry to work. All right. Whoa, it looks like I changed the ink. That happened, though, when I did the pearl pink and when I did the black. The colors looked dramatically different. See, there was the frosted black before. It looks like black, and then here it is after. It looks like purple. This pink has never written to look this pink. That's gorgeous. No wonder I keep making this pink. And the pearl pink, right there. Much grayer. It's a lot more purple now. See? A lot more pearly purple, which is pretty. I love that against the body. Like, they're a good match. Gradient pink. Aw, cute. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Now, let's hope you work. I'll test you again like Sunday and see what happens. Now, since the brown and the VP are both doing well, can I switch the nibs? From what I've seen, yes. Stay up, will you? I can. So let's do that, because then I won't have the document ink where I want it, but then the gold nib will be, or gold toned nib, it's not really gold, will be in the pen with the gold trim, which makes sense, right? Very clearly gold trim, silver trim, and these are both fines. Well, what do you know? Look. It didn't work. Huh. So it fits, but look at that pilot. Yep. Was not impressed with this. Does the Jinhao 10 fit? Okay. And it clicks. Well, what am I going to do now? Let's see if... I don't have a cap, though. I have a cartridge. Would the cartridge work? Well, look at this unexpected dilemma. Pilot, vanishing point, pilot parallel. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Here's some cartridges. It's one thing with buying everything used is you don't usually get a cartridge. So hopefully it comes with or came with a converter, or you're kind of stuck. Okay, so here's a pilot cartridge. Okay, now I know it's supposed to have a cap, but I don't have a cap. Now will it click? It does. It clicks now. Well, there you go. Hopefully that was useful. That's all I'm going to take time for today. Other things that I'm supposed to be doing. But there's another thing that could help you. Flossing definitely helps. I'll get back with you on the ink switch, if I remember. And things that otherwise are solutions, dip it. And check this nib, because that seemed to really help the straightening on this one, although it was really bent. So I can't believe it took me so long to realize that. But nib straightening really helped on that one. This one seems to always need dipped, so maybe the ink switch will help on that one. And then this one I know already has benefited a lot from the silicone tip. So these are really fun pens. I've got one for a lot of different locations. If you watched my 8 more pen questions, you know from question 1 I have definite uses for everything. So like each of these belongs to a certain color family. Like this one belongs with the blues this way because that way I don't have to flip it over when I pull it out. I don't know why that bothers me. It just does. So there we go. These are my blues. This goes with my pinks. This goes with my light pinks, pearl pinks, whatever we call those. This goes on my journal covers. Yeah, they all have a place. But right now, they're getting tested. So that's how testing is going. Hopefully, this was useful. I always like knowing additional tips, tricks, hacks, solutions. So, yeah, hopefully, you found some value from this. This is my Jinhao 10 journey. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.